Now, how do you truly vote in 2024? Do you go to a ballot? Do you mail it in? Well, I don't think you do either of those things. Now, that's by definition voting. That's how you vote. But what I'm talking about is how you truly make a difference in what the world looks like and what companies do and what government does. I believe that you vote with your time, your attention, and with your dollar. So what you consume, what you spend time on, what you spend money on, what you spend your attention on, that is what we vote with. Nowadays, these tech companies, these social media companies, they analyze every little piece of data and they want to give you more of what you pay attention to. So if you're paying attention to nonsense, they're going to give you more nonsense. And this is what we do. We are paying attention to so many different things that we then turn around and say, well, why are we doing that? Well, there might be some hidden meaning behind why we watch a bunch of stupid videos, or we watch a bunch of people, doing random things, eating food, all that kind of stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that we are just trying to entertain ourselves. We're not trying to really deal with the real problems that we have maybe in our own lives or in the lives of the world in general. So again, if we start making better decisions about what we pay attention to, the companies are going to have to give us what we want. That's just how algorithms work. Your feed is presented to you off of the things that you search and the things that you look at, the things that you like, the things that you comment on. Those are going to be fed back to you. So if we really want to vote, if we really want to tell people that are in power what we want, we have to pay attention to the right things. We have to purchase the right foods. If we're out there making all these excuses saying this is what they're feeding us, it's because we're eating that. I think that there is some semblance of truth that there is something from top down, from corporation and government down, that they want to feed us certain things. But if we say no and we vote, like I said, if we vote by telling them this is what we want, by how we purchase things, by what we buy for food, by what we pay attention to, that's going to change what they then give back to us. Because if they don't have anyone buying their crap, no matter how much they're selling it, it's not going to work for them. Again, I think that marketing on a mass scale is really dangerous, because I don't need anybody to tell me that I need toilet paper to wipe my butt. I don't need anybody to tell me that I need food. But if you're going to tell me what type of food, that might influence me. And I know what you're saying. Well, they're influencing you to eat the wrong things. But that's because that's what people want. They would not market to people these foods if nobody wanted to eat them. So it's top down, it's bottom up. And we can't control what these companies do. Yes, if you work for them, you can, but they have a bottom line. And at the end of the day, if they want to protect their bottom line, they're going to do what's best for business. So you have to do what's best for yourself. What are you spending your money on? Okay, food. If you want to be healthy, you've got to eat the right things. If you want to, get smarter, if you want to get more educated, you have to spend your time doing certain things. You can't be wasting your time doing certain things and expecting a different result. So what you spend money on, if you're spending money on a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of things that are only, focused for you, only concentrated on the short term, the right now, looking cool, being cool, doing this, and you're not thinking about, do I really need this? Do I need this for the long term? You're telling people that this is what I want. And yeah, of course, what we want and what we need might be two different things. But if we're not going to focus in on what's best for us in the long term, we're going to keep getting screwed over, seemingly, by corporations or by companies that want to take advantage of our short-term wants. So we have to be better than that. And that, again, is what we pay attention to. So what you pay attention to, whether that be something on social media, something on a TV show, something that your friends, what do you consume, what music that you listen to, the people that you're around, all of these things help you make better decisions in your everyday life. What you eat as you consume. Okay, so again, we've talked about that. Where you spend your money. All of these things are how you actually vote. Now, Am I voting? I should probably make another video about this, but am I voting in 2024? No, I'm not voting because, number one, I think that if you're going to vote in this day and age, it doesn't matter who you put in, Republican, Democrat. The same system that is overarching around our policies, that's what's in control. And for my estimation, what I see that as the corporations, they control what the government does. They are the ones who are lobbying to get laws passed. They're the ones who are dictating where we go as a country, and the government just facilitates that. And yes, there are some wins for the people, but by and large, most of the wins happen for these companies that, again, their bottom line is making money. So unless if we change that system where they can't make law, they can't throw these things into these bills that are laws that are going, wait, that doesn't benefit us at all. We know who those companies benefit. When the government realizes this, people inside the government, they go, well, why don't I just capitalize on it with people like Nancy Pelosi who are, betting on certain companies because they know what law is going to be passed. It's just one big circle of people making money. It's like a printing press for money. They're just cashing out. And I don't want to contribute to that system. If we're going to say, hey, let's change the system. Now, maybe in regard to voting, I might vote with my local people because I feel like they can actually influence what's going on locally versus what's going on the grand scheme of things. When I say vote, most people think about voting for president. I think that the presidents tell you what you want to hear, and maybe I agree with one more so than the other, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me because I'm looking at the whole picture and I go, well, what could they even do if they did everything right? You see this happen every 4 years. Somebody comes into the government and half the government stalls on all these bills and things because they have a stalemate in one part of the government control. And I think that if you really want to vote, we got to start with yourself, what you consume, what you pay attention to, what you spend your money on. And then we can have some more bargaining chips when we start talking to the government or talking to these high levels, where we're saying, hey, this isn't what we want. They can come right back up and say, yeah, this is what you want. This is what you're doing every single day. So you might talk a big game, but you're actually doing this. And I think that's why we still have a lot of these problems. So we can sit here and complain all we want about the government doing this and the government doing that. If we're not doing things in our own life to make these changes, then we're screwed. You're probably saying to me, well, I am doing all the right things and we're still getting screwed. Hey, there are certain things that are out of your control. And that's why we need to start stepping up to the plate. And I think that you'll see that within this next 4, 8, 12 years is people who are the ones who should be stepping up to the plate will in regard to government. I don't know anyone that was smart, that was in high school, that was thinking about trying to go into politics. So, or someone who was, doing things benevolently. You just didn't hear it. They wanted to be doctors. They wanted to be lawyers. They wanted to be, other, business entrepreneurs. I think if it gets bad enough, if we, again, have that disconnect where we're doing certain things and the government's still not giving us what we want, these corporations are still ruining our lives, quote unquote. They're forcing us down certain avenues. Then we have a gripe. But I think today we still have the semblance of freedom, especially, again, like I said, the way that an algorithm works is it spits back what we give it. It's a relationship between us. And you might be saying, well, they're skewing those things. Hey, they probably are. But whenever I go on my feed, okay, I still have a choice to type something in the search bar and only go after what I want. If I truly only wanted to watch certain things, I still have control. And if we're saying that we don't have control anymore, I think we need to take a bigger look at that and we say, yes, we do. You have control over how you spend your money. You have control over what you spend your attention on and what you consume, whether that's, food, water, or, videos, music, any of those types of things. We have control over it. Is it getting limited? Is it getting a little bit tight? Is it getting a little bit annoying in regard to where we can do those things because of certain avenues? Yes, you're right. But we still have control. So if you want to take back control, focus on what you can yourself and vote with what you consume, what you buy, what you pay attention to. And that's how we're going to start to really change the conversation and really change this country and the world. Thank you.